Awesome, guys. Welcome to our Monday night weekly power call. So awesome to have you all on, and just amazing to see all your faces and be able to present the amazing topic I'll be going over with you all tonight. And first off, I just wanted to actually see, and none of the oldies who have been around for a while, say what the topic of tonight is going to be. But anyone who's been is new to isagenetics, new to network marketing, has only been in maybe a few weeks, few months, do you want to try to take a guess? Put in the chat what you think tonight's tonight's call topic is about. Take a guess. I'll give you guys a few seconds. Or is everyone just bewildered and wants to know what it is? How to be a boss and start your life. The guy who's been in isagenetics probably one of the longest out of all of us. It's the first answer. But no, good guess, Adam. But not quite it. No one's guessed it. Oh, see ya. Legend. Yes, it's exactly that. Events. And even more specifically, got you, bro. And more specifically, it's going to be about how to powerfully invite people to events. I'm going to cover the first half of this call, and I'm going to cover how new people can invite to events, how people who've been around for a while can invite to events, people who are part of the furniture can be invite to events. So like whoever you are on this call, however long you've been around, you're going to get value out of this call. So first thing I want to get you guys to do is I actually edited the post. Some of you may or may not have seen it, to say, bring your 90-day action plan booklets to the call, because I want you guys utilizing these booklets. I know we haven't mentioned it in the last few calls, but I'm going to mention some of the pages. Shot Calv. I'm going to mention some of the pages in that booklet as I go through some of my top tips on how to powerfully invite people to events. And I'm also going to mention one of those pages at the end as part of the homework for you guys. So make sure you got that handy. If you don't have a booklet, if you weren't here when we kicked off the 90-day action plan and ordered our booklets, don't worry about it. I'll just, you won't lose out on anything or lose any value. I'll still cover everything, and you'll get plenty from this. So yeah, make sure you have, and if you don't have a 90-day action plan booklet, actually have a notebook handy, because I'm going to be smashing out like top tips, like note after note after note after note you're going to be making. So just, you're going to be quick tonight, and I got to make sure that you guys get the most amount of value in the like littlest amount of time I can give. So then Calv can jump on after me and smash out what he's going to talk about as well. So let's get right into it, guys. So I first want to just start off a bit about how I started inviting people to events and what that looked like, because I think a lot of people look at myself, Calv, Ness, Josh says, Adam, Bianca, Sam, Ben, Sia, like a whole bunch of us who have been inviting for at least, maybe a year or more now, and think, man, if only I could invite like those guys could. But you actually have to think back to how many of us, including myself, actually what it looked like on the call when we were inviting people. It was shocking. So I used to literally send messages from Facebook, because I was too scared most of the time to get on calls, and needed to think about what I had to say for about 10 minutes before I wrote it, because I'm a perfectionist. And, by the time I'd written what I'd written, it came out robotic, it came out messy, it came out like I was overselling it, came out like, I was just saying too much. There was no curiosity or intrigue. There was nothing like that. Like, I had no skills developed. I hadn't even listened to Eric Worre's GoPro. I was where some of you may feel you are at right now, and some of you are probably better than I was, to be honest. So that's how I've been up until recently. #awkwardjoy. Don't worry, I was like that for ages. Even after I listened to Eric Worre's GoPro, I had to listen to it like 5-6 times to just get it into my head, the verbiage he used, and like just what he says in GoPro. So if you guys have been listening to it, listen to it again and again and again, because you get so much from it. So don't worry about where you're at right now. The tips I'm going to give you have come from 3.5 to 4 years of practicing inviting and still failing. So you're in the perfect place, and just get ready to write down some epic tips that I've gotten from other podcasts, other millionaires, myself, trialing and erroring. All over the show, I've gotten these tips. So here we go. So actually, 90-day action plan, there's pages, I believe, 24 to 26. There's somewhere in the middle, there's a notes section. If you haven't used that yet, use that to make notes on. Okay, so number one top tip. There it is. Be yourself. It seems like the easiest thing to be, being yourself, but for some reason, some people, like myself at the beginning, get really weird when it comes to sharing isogenics. And you go from being yourself to all of a sudden mentioning isogenics and being a completely different person, and your mates and family wonder why you're a weirdo. So the thing to get is that network marketing and isogenics isn't weird. If it comes across as weird, it's only you that's weird. So, and that can be changed. You just literally have to focus on like not making this weird, like just sharing yourself authentically and being you. That's my first number one top tip, just bringing it back to being yourself. And you know how to do that as well. Keeping it super simple is my second tip. So making sure everything you say like would be just in normal language. Like you're just talking to your best mate. You know, you're not using any fancy language or jargon or lingo that people aren't going to understand. You're keeping everything super simple. So keep your wording, keep your invites, keep everything super simple. Third tip, create the value without overselling it. So you want to really create value for people and what the event's going to be about, whichever event it may be. If it's a taster party, you really want to say there's going to be a few people coming and sharing amazing health transformation stories. You know, you'll be able to see and hear from them. There's going to be some cool tasters. There's going to be a community of people that you're just going to love being around. So keeping it like simple, not overselling it, and not like, you know, not saying too much at the same time as well. So create the value, but you don't need to try and oversell it. Like whatever you're inviting people to, just know that it's going to be valuable, and you just need to create that value with people. So that's my third tip. Number 4, as I've been saying a few times, spark curiosity and intrigue. So you want to build it up. And I remember Adam using this analogy, and I didn't think I'd use it myself, but I noticed myself use it on a call with someone on my team the other day. So, you know, when you go out on a first date, some of you may know the analogy I'm going to use. You go out on a first date and the date goes amazingly. You have dinner out, you have red wine, you pay the girl or the guy compliments, and you get right to the end of the night and you think this is just going so amazingly. I'm just going to drop my pants and see how it goes. On the first day, end of the first day, drop my pants. Just gonna leave it there and leave them to see how this looks and see how this goes. So don't drop your pants. Like you never drop your pants on the first date. Just like you don't drop your pants when you're talking to people in conversation. You keep the curiosity, you keep the intrigue. You know, you want to strip tease. You want to slowly take the hoodie or jacket, whatever you're wearing off. You want to slowly like give them something to like think about, give them something to get interested in and intrigued about. Isaac, you're a naughty man. Sam, I learned it from you. But yeah, you guys you want to create curiosity and intrigue. You don't want to be dropping your pants on the first date. You're already to your face. I'm getting distracted by the chats. So, and yeah, you really just want to be like, and for the people that are married, like you, Cal, like just don't drop your pants too fast in the bedroom when you get home from a date with your missus. So just create curiosity and intrigue. And what that really looks like, guys, is just like, it comes back to keeping it super simple, not saying too much. Like you really don't have to say too much. You can literally say, it can be as simple as like, I really want you to come to this event. I think you'll love it. The people are great. And yeah, I just think you'll get heaps of value out of it. Like you don't even have to say it's a health and wellness event or, you know, it's about isogenics. You don't have to mention the name or anything like that. Like if it's someone who already knows what you do and you do isogenics, obviously, like don't be weird, like tell them, like be straight up, just like create as much curiosity and intrigue as possible because people love that. That's what people want to be excited and look forward to something. So that's a big one. Spark curiosity and intrigue, don't drop your pants and all the rest of it. Invite in person, call on the phone, or use voice message is my next tip. Like I personally do sometimes send the odd like message, as in like writing on Facebook or texting. But generally my first invite to any event is either in person, like if it's like a workmate or someone I'm meeting up with, I'll invite them to the event then, or it's on the phone, I'll give them a call, or I'll use voice message on either text or on Facebook Messenger. Main point why you would do that is people get so much out of hearing your voice, hearing the passion, the energy behind what you're saying. They can't hear that when you're texting or messaging that. So you really want to like like feel the energy before you send a voice message or give a person a call, and be intentional as well at the same time. The other tip is when you give someone a call, you just want to let them know, I'm pretty sure this is an Eric Warriors GoPro. You want to let them know you only have a quick minute, and you just want to quickly invite them to something that you think they'd love, and just want to see if they're available for, because you've got to go. You've got something else you've got to get to. Like, you want to occur as busy as well. People love people who lead busy lives because they know they're up to stuff. So, authentically busy as well. You want to actually be up to stuff. Not just saying that, get off the call, go into the next person. Like, you guys are people with busy lives on the go, and this is how it looks when you're building, especially part time. I am leaving voice messages in the car or on the bus to work, or when I'm like on the phone, like going to an event. That's how it looks. Like, it's not, there's no perfect time I can find quite often, like apart from sometimes on the weekends. So you actually want to be like that about it. Okay, what's next? For new people having their first taste party. So the people who are new to this, who've been in for a few weeks, 2, 3 months maybe, you really just want to, and maybe it's your first event as well. You say you're holding your first or second taster party. What you want to say in that instance is, when you ring someone up, or obviously busy person, busy life as well, but just say to them, look, I just wanted to see if you're available for this event I'm running. It's my first one. And if you are nervous, say, I'm a bit nervous. I just wanted to see if you've just got such amazing energy, and I just wanted to see if you'd come and be a support for me in the room. So I'll say that again. You've got such amazing energy, and I want to see if you just come and be a support for me in the room. Are you free to come on Wednesday night, or whenever your event is? I still use that now with like new people I haven't met before. I use it because it's super indirect. It's not too intense for some people who don't like that direct approach. So you can actually use that, and you'll find massive success. I guarantee it. So many people just want to support you, and they don't want to also seem like they're not supporting you. So it's a psychological thing too. So make sure you use that. And also, like, people who have been around for a while, if you want to use the direct approach, what I would recommend saying is just saying, look, I've got an amazing event coming up. I hold these all the time, and they're super awesome. Like, I think what you would love most about it, and even people who are new might use this one, I always say, what I think you'd love most about it is blah, 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 blah. And blah, 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 you would think, like, what would be, before you leave this message or you call this person up, you would think, what would be 1 or 2 things I think this person would love about this event? I find the number one thing most people love is the community. A lot of people around this time of year, like for New Zealand, Australia anyway, coming up to summer, they're looking for a health change. Guys, they might want abs. I think you'll get, abs from coming to this event. So, 1 or 2 things like that you think people will get out of coming to this event. Like, you'll just have a good time and have a laugh. Like, we love having a good time with this. You'll love the tasters. They taste really good. There's chocolate involved. Just resonate with what you think people will get out of this event and what they actually enjoy in their life and what they enjoy coming to. So that's top tip there. Okay, so yeah, I just touched on this. So put yourself in the shoes of your friends, the family, like the people that you're inviting. Put yourself in their shoes and ask yourself, what if I was them and I was getting invited to something, what would I want to hear? What would I actually want to be invited to? I guarantee you ask yourself great questions like that, how your invite comes across will be so much more powerful than if you didn't ask the question. So ask yourself, like, what would if I was in this person's shoes, what would I actually want to hear? And then invite them from that place. So key. So next thing is, and like I said, I'm a perfectionist too, but put your hands up on this call. Who are my perfectionists on the call? The ones that have to get it right all the time? Yeah? Yeah. Half of, like, maybe more than half. Okay, half the people on the call are perfectionists. Awesome. That's great. It's cool. I think it's a human nature thing in some cases. So for my perfectionists, stop trying to get it right and just go with the flow. That's all I can say. Like, I literally gave up trying to get it right like a year ago, and my messages flow so much more easily. People actually feel me in the message, like authentically me, like not me trying to get it right. And like, people just want to be around people like that. People want to be around people who just are, are just natural people wanting to help people, wanting to have a good time, inviting people to events that they just want to hang out with people that like yourself, the people you're talking to on the phone. Just be yourself and don't be a perfectionist. And you just let it flow. As soon as you notice yourself being a perfectionist, stop, breathe, and just say whatever's there in your mind right then. That's what I recommend. That's what I do. Never give up. People have busy lives, and some people are just waiting to see how serious you are about this new venture. So people have busy lives. Like, you'll invite people sometimes once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 10 times to things, and they'll say no, or they'll say, mostly they say yes and then don't show up several times over and over and over again. About 3 or 4 times in, I usually just go, hey, are you actually interested in coming? Because I'll stop and invite you if you're not. I'm usually pretty straight like that, so you might want to try that one. But some people are like, mostly they're just like, no, I just am really busy, but I do really want to come to an event. So don't give up on people. And mostly, like, they just want to see how serious you are about what you're doing in your life. Especially if you're someone who has been for other people that you haven't been seriously committed to things that are going on in your life that you do. You say you commit to things and then you do it for a while and then you stop. This is an opportunity and chance to actually prove those people wrong. Like, not like that they're wrong, but like, you actually prove to yourself that you're right and that you can do this consistently and that you invite people and these are worth coming to, and you won't stop doing this because you love it. So make sure your consistency is there always when it comes to following up, inviting people, like especially your hot list, your board of directors, the people that you really want to be doing this with. Never give up on them. Like, there's been people, like, you'll hear stories, millionaires following up for 1, 3, 5, 10 years, 18 years or so, like following people up. And then they start, and those people end up being some of their biggest business builders. So you never want to give up on anyone. Yeah. Imagine if Warren Lance gave up after 5 years of inviting Michael Klaus to take a serious look at Isogenics. Michael Klaus is one of the top Isogenics income earners in the world. So imagine if he gave up, 6 years. So you don't want to give up on people, and consistency is key. Like, Warren Lance just built a relationship. You don't want to annoy your friends. That's the other key thing. Like, the people who are great at inviting people to events, they don't annoy their friends or family. They just authentically want to have these people at their events because they love having them in their lives. Like, you love having the people in your life, and you want them to get value. And that's why when you're creating the value, you're coming from a place of what they can get out of it, not what you're going to get out of it. Because people feel that. People feel when you're trying to get them. And this isn't a getting game. This is a building relationships game and business. And this is adding value to people's lives business. Cool. Hope you guys are keeping up. So use your mentor. Like, if you ever get stuck after all my tips writing down, you've still got either the person who introduced you or your further upline mentor or coach who have had success in inviting people to having people at events, have duplicated that across their team. And you want to learn to do the same. So use them. Success leaves clues. So follow in the success and the steps of the leaders that have come before you, because they've done this and they keep it real simple. I tell you, they're following all these steps that I'm telling you, and you just want to be following people like that. So use them. Do a few invites with them. Ask them, like, when are you free so I can do the first 3 or 4 invites with you? So, and if you're a perfectionist, like, this might be good for you guys because you're like, I'm a perfectionist. I don't want to stuff it up. Like, can you help me get it right? Whatever you want to say, like, to make sure that you can actually get a few effective invites out and then start getting that rhythm. Use your mentor. So last couple of tips before I get on to what you actually need to do at events. So track your people on a list. Make sure you've got a list somewhere. If you're using your main master contact list, use that and track the people that are coming to your events. I use a separate list on my phone. Like, I have notes I use on my phone. I use the note section of my iPhone to track the people that are coming when they're confirmed. And I also, next tip, reconfirm people. So when you confirm someone once, a week, 2 weeks before, 2-3 days before, that's not enough. If you're only just confirming people aren't showing up most of the time, that's probably why you're not actually reconfirming them. So reconfirm people at least 24 to 48 hours beforehand. When I reconfirm people at that stage, I usually say to them, hey, just wanted to check you had everything you need. Do you need directions to the event or anything like that? Some like sort of follow up like that, not like, are you coming? But just like, checking in with them. On the day, is your final reconfirm. Like you're actually confirming people, reconfirming and reconfirming them twice, at least twice. So 3 touch points on the confirmation and 2 reconfirmations. So on the day, you also want to check with them. Probably on the day is when you would say, hey, do you have everything you need to come to the event? And I just want to make sure you got everything sorted. Or you might just say like they've got everything they need the day before, and you might just go, can't wait to see you at the event tonight. It's going to be epic. We're all meeting at 7 p.m. I'll see you there. You might just want to say that. Just make it a natural follow-up. Like, once again, don't annoy your friends. Like, they're not idiots. They've got, lives, and they got your confirmation the first time. Just like say you're looking forward to seeing them. Cool. At the event. So at the event is another thing. So we've gone through the tips for getting people to events, inviting people to events, doing effective invites. Now I want to talk to you just a few key tips on what you do with people at events, because I find this is one that a lot of people actually miss out on and don't do quite effectively. So I thought I'd cover this as well. Let the event do the talking. So you don't have to be the inspiration and be some magnificent person who's they've come to see that you're going to be the one that has them sign up. Let the event do the talking and the inspiring. Honestly, these events that we have, taster parties, the Best You events, opportunity events, Wellness Wednesdays, summer kickoff coming up, all these events have been designed to inspire people into action to get started on this journey. So you don't have to actually do anything. You just have to show up. But one thing I would recommend you do, connect with your guests. Practice the connecting piece that we've been using, sharing your story. I wouldn't even really mention Isagenix too much. If they ask about it and you want to answer a few of their questions because they're curious, go for it. I don't even mention Isagenix before the event. I'm just like, hey, what'd you get up to, over the last few days or on the weekend? What have you been doing? How's the family? I ask connecting questions. I ask opening questions. I go, oh, so what are you doing? What have you been up to lately? Oh, you've been playing tennis. Oh, why is that? What do you love about it? Because I love blah, 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 blah. Just get into an actual flowing conversation and be a mate to people, be a friend. That's what people want. That's why people come to events. People love the community more than anything. So connect and practice the steps that we've been using, practicing on these calls and out there over the last few weeks during the 90-day action plan. Other thing is ask great opening questions, then actually shut your mouth, the mouth close, and then listen. Use the tarangas, ears, 2 ears, 1 mouth. We were designed that way for a reason. So use your ears, shut the mouth, and be genuinely interested in what people have to say. Actually, genuinely listen. This will take something for some of you, especially the yellows. I know you like to, oh my gosh, shiny golden thing over there. But it's even yellows can be really good. And I've seen this. Adam's yellow, and he's one of the best people I've seen at being genuinely interested in what's going on with people. So you can do it. And just be genuinely interested. Listen to people. Be quiet. You don't have to talk too much. You really just have to ask questions and get interested in people. And then let the event do the rest after that. Introduce them to other people too. Leverage relationships. Third-party validation works even better in person than I believe than on a call, because you're there face to face. You see the emotions. Everything's there. So introduce to other people as well. At the end of the event, ask. These are 2 questions I ask. These people have their own sort of format, but I ask these 2 questions. I ask a sort of more softer approach question, which is, what was your favorite part of the event and why? Sometimes I ask why was it your favorite part? They answer a bit around that. After I get into a bit of that, kind of opens up the conversation at the end of the event, and then I usually say, so is there anything else you'd need to know before you gave this a go? It's my wording. Sometimes you might want to say, is there anything else you need to know before you actually start, before you give Isagenix a go, before you start Isagenix, before you start this journey? Whatever wording you want to use, I find those ones effective. So those 2 questions, really key, or else you're leaving people at the end of the event and it's you brought them here for a reason to tell them about Isagenix and, if they're keen to get them started. So you want to find that out. If you don't ask the questions, they're going to leave and you're going to be oh, what's the point of that? And then you follow them up later and then the juice is lost, the excitement and, everything that was there on the night kind of gets lost and fades out over time. So you really want to get people, if you can, started there straight away. If they're ready to go, don't wait. Go, hey, here's my laptop, here's my phone, let's get you started. I'll take your details down and put it through now. Cool. Use feel, felt, found. Any objections that come up, feel, felt, found is on page 16 of your 90-day action plan. Use that. use, feel, felt, found. Like, it's so effective. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I found was, like, when, you know, my energy went through the roof in the first week of taking these products, I never looked back. And I've been on this for like now 3.5 years or longer. And it's just the best thing that's ever happened to me. Got better skin, gut health is better, lost weight, put on lean muscle, look better, you know, got girlfriend from it, partner, been together 4 years, awesome. So many guys want a relationship. I tell you, honestly, one mate of mine, he's just like, mate, love Ice Gems, love the products, not really keen on the events, but I see lots of hot women on your page. Are these hot women at this event? And this is summer kickoff. And I'm like, yes. He's like, okay, I'm there. So, you know, some like guys, he's just like, I just want someone who's beautiful inside and out. That was what he wanted. And I just said, look, man, the most beautiful women are a nice chance inside and out. I tell you, come on to this event, you'll get so much out of it. And you'll just, who knows, you might be the woman of your dreams. And one of you on this call might be the man of your dreams. Now I've said this. So like, just like meet people where they're at, invite them from that place. What else? Yeah, that's it from me. I thought I'd offer you guys just a little bit of homework that I've set for my team. And I think, and then one little bit extra bit too. Because I just feel like this is like perfect for where we're all at right now in this journey, and the 90-day action plan, as well as like in terms of listening to Eric Worre's GoPro. So 4 little pieces of homework, up to you if you want to take them on. It's your business. Like, the homework is going to help you forward your business. So, you know, I recommend doing it. But number 1, review your action plan on page 32 of your 90-day action plan. So you wrote out an action plan, steps, what you wanted to achieve, the numbers. Make sure you review that. I actually reviewed it just tonight before coming on the call, and I was like, oh wow, I'm actually like, you know, quite far ahead. Like Rach and I were like nearly there. Like, we've already hit like a couple of the 3 main goals that we had, and we're pretty close to hitting the 3rd one. So I was like, oh, wicked. And it just made me feel better actually too. Like, and if you're not like quite there with like where you're at with your goals, it's actually okay to work with your mentor, recreate your goals, check in where you're at, you know, do what you need to do to have yourself be empowered again around your goals. Number 2, listen to Eric Worre's GoPro at least once and make notes on the skills you personally need to work on. Number 3, connect and share Ice Gems with at least 3 people a day and follow up at least 3 people a day. And number 4, invite people to the events coming up over the next month. Calv is going to cover a few of the events coming up, what happens at events, and yeah, a whole bunch of stuff, people's breakthroughs and stories and inspiring stuff that's happened at events. I'm just going to start Calv, like, because I'm talking. So Rach and I met 2 months before I found out about Ice Gems through Adam, and I met Rach through Adam as well. And I got onto the Ice Gems products, did my 30-day program, smashed out my 16-week challenge. 2 months after my 16-week challenge, Rach came back to New Zealand. Josh and I picked Rach up from the airport. Josh had lost about 20 kgs. I'd put on a bit of lean muscle, lost my belly fat, and looked heaps better. My skin was a bit like I was saying. And Rach was just like, what the heck happened? Like, 2 completely different results on this thing that you guys have been, you know, yapping on about on Facebook. How do I do it? Like, Rach was just right in there. So, you know, Rach got started on this journey. We were still friends at the time. We went to Celebration 2000 and, oh man, taking it back, 2015, 16? Yeah. Anyway, 3.5 years ago or so. And Rach and I sat together. I happened to have a room that had a spare bed, so that was convenient. And yeah, like basically Rach and I, we were just like, we hung out. We were already good friends and stuff. So, you know, it was kind of like I knew that I wanted that relationship to happen. It just happened to be Celebration. Day 2 of that event, like I made the move. Everyone was standing up, clapping. Someone won the Ice Body Challenge, and I reached in and gave Rach our first kiss at day 2 of Celebration. And from there, it's just, yeah, that's the rest is history. I guess you guys know, 3.5 years later, here we are building the Ice Gems business together. She's the one who got me into the business. I was not into building this at all. Like, I was just too scared. I didn't think I was good. I didn't have any belief in myself. Yeah, all of that. Now I'm here training you guys on how to do this stuff. It cracks me up. But that's how Rach and I met, and we've been to events together ever since, and we've got an amazing team of people who are on this call today. We would not have impacted a lot of the lives we've impacted over the last 3.5, 4 years if it wasn't for events, particularly that Celebration. and for the people that got us there, Adam, Bianca, Josh, Sarah. It's so grateful for you guys. And just on that note, I want to hand it over to Cal, who's going to lay it down for you guys on what events are all about and what ones are coming up. Cheers, Cal.
Cheers, brother. And hey, guys, can you just shoot some love to Isaac, because he just absolutely nailed it. Spot on the head there. Like, what did you get out of what Isaac just said? Because what is something that you're going to like implement, or implement when you're inviting people to these events coming up? Like, what's something that Isaac said that is just like, came up for you? Follow up is the key. Oh, I love that. Got how simple it all is. Definitely. So, yeah, just how simple it is. It is. It's not weird at all. Like, how many people have you invited around to your house for dinner, or invited to the pub for a beer? It's exactly the same. You're just inviting someone along to see something that you eat. That's what it's about. It's all about them, Trudy. Spot on. And so thanks heaps, Isaac, for giving us all those tips. And it is, guys, like who on the call actually went to an event first and then got started? So who on the call went to an event first and then got started?
Several events.
Several events. So many people, guys. So it doesn't have to be people in Isogenics. Invite people who aren't in Isogenics to come to these events, and then they get started. That's what happens. It's freaking awesome. So I'll tell you a quick story about my first event. Yep, and I was at a different network marketing company. Boom. That's what happens. So my first event, and Adam actually invited me to my first event. I was about 6 weeks or 5 or 6 weeks into Isogenics. And when I got started, he actually told me that there was going to be an event in Brisbane. I was actually going over to Australia for going to Sydney for World Kneeboard Surfing Champ. So I was going to that event, and Adam consistently called me for about 2 weeks, every single day leading up to the event. Oh man, what's happening? You're going over to Aussie, like you're going to come up for this event. And after he talked to me about it the first time, I was kind of like, oh yeah, whatever, I'll just come, and I'll come to the event. And he just kept talking. I said, oh look, mate, I don't think I can make it. All the time knowing that I was going to go to this event. And I told Isaac, I told Rachel, I told Bianca that I was going to go to the event, but Adam doesn't know anything. And so he consistently, every day for about 2 weeks, hey man, and I just play it off like, oh no, I'm trying to sort my flights, or I couldn't get my flights. And then he's just like craftily working out these ways of how to get me to this event. Oh, hang on, I'll get hold of my mates. They live in Newcastle. I'll figure out how they're getting there. Maybe you can hitch a ride with them. All these different things. He was absolutely consistent. Every single day, he'd ring me about the same time. And I'd just jump on for a laugh on the call because I knew that I was going to the event. He just every day he was persistent about getting me to this event. And I didn't know it at the time. I just thought, oh yeah, sweet, I'm going. It'll be fun. It'll be really cool. I didn't know what kind of impact it would have at that event. The first thing was Adam got one hell of a fright when he actually saw me. When I rocked up, I kind of pretend like I didn't see him at first. And I've never seen a man so nervously put a jersey on, take a jersey off, put a jersey on, take a jersey off, and it was like 40-degree weather. He just didn't know what to do. He couldn't believe that I was there. So that was the first thing. The second big thing about my first event, Summer Kickoff, was that I was sitting in the event, and I was sitting next to a lady called Kim. And David Wood was on the stage, and he was talking about whys. Why are you here? Why are you doing this? Well, I never knew why the heck I'd done half the things I'd done. And he really just drew out of me what my why was. Isaac still got the recording of Adam. And but David Wood really sucked this why out of me. He sucked out what I really wanted to do, and why I was actually in that room. And that was the thing I had. It was a massive breakthrough moment for me. Shed a few tears, and it was just a really cool experience amongst cool people that just had your back. They were all in the room for the same reason, and it was to get something out of that event. And then the third reason at my first event that I was kind of like, this is it. I'm meant to be here. Was there was a big party on one of the nights, and the theme was cocktail dress. So I love to get dressed up. When we go and partying, I love to get dressed up. So I found this red sequin jacket, put this red sequin jacket on, put like a red headband on, and that's how I went to the thing. Well, people were dressed up to the nines. I think I had shoes on, Isaac, and I just had the time of my life. Took a few knees, drank a few beers, got up on. I got asked to come up on stage, and got one of the best dressed awards. So I was stoked about that. Got $100 for $100 of free products. I was like, and I was walking off the stage, and a man by the name of Paul McInerney, he grabbed me around the shoulders, and he goes, "Oh, that jacket's awesome, bloody cool." He goes, "Here's a beer, have a beer." And we just sat there and had a beer and talked. And when I walked away later, I found out who he was. And I thought, leaving that event, leaving that room after that, I really found a place that I could call home. That was the big thing. I really found a place where I could be my absolute self to any extent, and that was at the Isogenics event. And it was walking away from that event was a time where I could call Isogenics my home. And so that was over 3 years ago now, and we're still here. We're still here smashing it, and it all started from that first event. So if that can lead you to anything, guys, it's just that get to these corporate events, be yourself, and have a heap of fun. So in saying that, the event dates that are coming up, the first one is UIA London. UIA London, so all the London people on the call. It's actually on the 14th to the 16th of September, so that's coming up in about 2 weeks, or not even 2 weeks. So please, 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 if you're in London or in the UK, get to this event. The same man who drew the Y out of me at that event, you're going to have 3 days with him. I've been to the UIA event here, and it's absolutely incredible, guys. Absolutely incredible. Okay? So make sure you get along to the UIA event in London. Also, the next one for people in New Zealand and Australia is Summer Kickoff. So all the major areas on September the 15th are having their own Summer Kickoff event. Ours will be in Auckland. Now, keep inviting to this event, guys. They actually just had to upgrade the venue from wherever it was to a bigger venue, to Sky City, because there's so many people coming to this event. It's supposed to be the largest
Can anyone guess what he was going to say next? Largest
naked event ever.
Oh, that was it. Cal, was it largest naked event ever?
Largest naked.
No? Oh, no. Sorry. Sorry, we'll leave it to it.
Did I cut out, did I?
Yeah. At largest.
It's supposed to be the largest event that New Zealand has ever seen for Isogenics. That's what I was supposed to say. So get as many people as you can along, and Aussie ones will be on too. So it'll be absolutely amazing, guys. There's also IC Uni in Sydney, 13th to 14th of October, if anyone knows anyone there. University in Action again, Perth is the 9th to the 11th of November, and Auckland the 16th to 18th of November. So, guys, you've got to get along to these events. Absolute game changers. If you're building a business for serious purposes in Isogenics, you need to be along to every single one of these events that you can in your area. Okay, that's like a non-negotiable, guys. Okay, and we can't forget Celebration, 22nd to the 24th of February 2019. Get your tickets, guys. Me and Ness have had our tickets for this event for ages. We're actually booked out all the tickets until that event next year. So get them fast. And the last one that we should all be freaking pumped up about is Gabby Bianca and Adam, Gabby, Bianca, and Adam, traveling the whole of New Zealand presenting events. Okay, so this is the top number one and number two income earners in the whole of New Zealand, just going around doing free events that you can get your people to. Okay, you don't need to buy them tickets. You just drag them along, tackle them, just, twist their arm, get them in an arm bar, get them along to these events. Okay. The first couple have gone amazing. They've been at one tonight, and people are getting absolutely blown away by these events. So there's one on tomorrow night in Taranaki in New Plymouth. They were just in Taupō tonight. So please have a look at the Pathway to Success page and look at when the dates are going to be on in your area. There'll be one on in your area, and if there's not, please talk to them and they'll try and suss out getting you one in your area. Okay, it's like 23 events on the trot, guys. Massive commitment. They don't need to be doing this. They don't have to be doing this, but they are doing this for the purpose of you being able to get your people to these events. Friends, whānau, just get them along to these events, guys. Okay, it's going to be absolutely awesome. So in saying that, I would love to hear a couple of stories. We'll just go, we've got about 10 minutes left. So just a couple of stories from people of different things they found at the events. For me, it was a community to call home. It was also a place where I could be myself and have fun. So is anyone open to sharing about a story from an event or something that they found, or a breakthrough from an event that they had that they wouldn't have had if the person hadn't helped get them there? Okay, if the person who really pushed to get them there and they had this massive breakthrough, could anyone else, could someone please share? Who would love to share?
I will.
Nat, go hard, dude.
All right. So I was in Herbalife, for those that aren't aware, cringe. And I really did not feel at home there, but I didn't quite know why. And then the beautiful Rachel and Isaac had been prospecting me for like well over a year, and I finally agreed to go to an event which involved changing flights to be there and all sorts of crazy things, but Rach was incredibly unreasonable in getting me there, and I really just got her commitment. So I went, heard Jackson Parr speak, and just saw, like, for me it was the younger community and what was possible inside a start, and just really felt at home. Like, we all went out for drinks beforehand, which being a yellow was appealing. And I just really got that I definitely didn't want to be nursing anymore, definitely didn't want to be in Herbalife, and definitely wanted to link arms with Rach and Isaac and have this be my home. And here I am. So thank you, legends.
Wow, fantastic, dude. And I really love that. I really love that you changed a lot of things around just to get to the event. Okay, lights around just to get to the event, and now here you are today. So amazing stuff, man. So Julia, did you want to?
Hey guys. Yeah.
Hello.
I went to an event like 3 years ago with Steve and Corin, and I did not know what the hell I was getting myself into. And I remember seeing a photo where there's a throwback from the first event. I think it was a Super Saturday, and like we did a group photo, something like that, and the look on my face was just sheer, what the hell have I got myself into? And then last year, Corin and Laura, soon after I joined, they were like, you need to come to David Wood. I was like, it's too much money, all the excuses. And basically they said that, I think it was Laura rang me up one day and she said, me and Corin want you at that event. We've paid for some of your ticket. And I was like, well, shit, I better get along and see what this is about. And I dug my heels in and I took my time getting there on the Friday. And I don't know what it was, but something changed. And I was like, I don't want to leave. Like, I need to come to all the events after this. And they'd obviously seen something in me that I hadn't seen in myself yet. And I'm literally, every event, I'm buying tickets for the next one. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get there. I didn't know how I was going to get to Celebration, but I knew I had to be at Celebration, and it all worked out with how I got there. But yeah, it's definitely the community.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. And do you feel like for how much money you pay for the ticket, do you feel like you get that value back at the event, Julia?
Tenfold. Yeah,
Tenfold.
so much so, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think I've bought, I can't remember how many tickets I've bought for SKO, but I've got a few people coming that haven't even joined Isogenics yet, and I think I've brought about 5 tickets to Celebration, and I don't know who's coming with me yet, but I know that people are coming.
They're coming. They're
Yeah.
coming. That is so awesome. And guys, we just got back from Global Celebration in Nashville, and the tickets were we got the late ones, so we were $249 US. We paid for the tickets. The early bird sale, they're like 100 and something, and then they go up the closer you get. But one lady got on stage, and I can't remember her name now, but she got on stage and said, to actually hire a seat for you in this arena, because it was in a massive arena, it cost $600 US to hire one seat, right? So we were paying $249, and they were the we got them a couple of weeks out, the tickets. But Isogenics was paying $600 per seat per person for that arena, which is absolutely insane. So more than the ticket price just to get you in that seat. So don't see it like it's a cost or anything like that. See it as like you're investing in something, and Isogenics will invest in you for being there. We had lunches every day. We got backpacks. We got all these different things. We got free products. There was so much stuff going on. And they would have honestly spent about $1,000 US on every single person that came to the event in Nashville, and there was 15,000 of us there. Like it's just insane, guys. It's just insane. So I think we've got time for one more. Is there someone that wanted to share a little bit more about a breakthrough they had at an event, or something, or they've already got tickets or they've never been, or you've never been to a corporate event, you don't really know what to expect, but you're really excited? Anyone? We'll take one more. Just unmute your line when you're ready.
I'll go, Kelf.
Go, bro.
Yeah, my first, or our first big event was ICE Uni last year. I don't know if most of you have probably heard my story, but Kelly forced me to do this whole Isogenics thing with her. And and the only reason why I did it was because I didn't want to sleep on the couch. So I went along to this event. I didn't want to go to the corporate event because I was like, man, I think the tickets were like $100 or $150 or something. I didn't want to spend that. But we live in Wellington, so we had to fly up as well and pay for accommodation. But she forced me to go to that. And yeah, after 2 months being in Isogenics and kind of half-assing it, that was probably the event that changed it all for me in terms of the way that I perceived network marketing, Isogenics as a company, the products, like the product training piece was awesome. But the one thing that was a breakthrough moment for me was the IsoBody challenge. And seeing these just average everyday people just go up on stage and collect massive checks for getting healthy. And I was like, holy shit, this is like people getting paid for this. And the cool thing was, like, it sparked something in me that made me go back and take this more seriously. And then ever since then, I haven't missed a single, like Kelly and I haven't missed a single event. We keep buying tickets to the next one. And the cool thing about these events is they always sell tickets to the next one, and you can win them. And fortunately for us, every ticket that we've purchased at these events, we've actually won like flights or accommodation to the next one. So, man, the company is just so generous, and you get to see, I guess, the wider corporate team, the corporate team behind Isogenics and who they are as people as well. And the best thing about it is meeting all you guys. I can see your faces here on the screen in person. It's cool that we see each other every week on these screens, but it's even better when you see each other in person and meet them in person. It's such a cool community to be a part of. So the biggest thing for me was just meeting a whole bunch of new people that were from all over the country, all over the world, and getting to know them as close friends of ours now. So get to events.
Amazing. And you obviously just got back from Nashville as well. What was it like going from like the celebration here to the celebration over there? And maybe talk a little bit more about that IceBody, the IceBody International thing that they announced there too.
Man, Nashville was just next level. I think because we won the FTBY, right? So I think it was the first time that we experienced firsthand how big Isogenics is and how generous they are in terms of rewarding just us as associates for just building our own business. It's a company that lead from the front in terms of everything they do. And man, just being surrounded, going from celebration in Brisbane, which had a few thousand people, to 5 times that over in Nashville, and taking over a city. I was like, holy shit, this is actually a lot bigger than just the people that I thought were involved, which was only a handful of people. There's a lot of people doing it all around the world. And the IceBody segment, man, like, I'm quite into my health and fitness, and the IceBody segment that they announced over in Nashville after announcing the grand champion over there who won 25,000 US. Next year they're actually announcing a global champion. So going to be champion from each country, and the global champion receives 50,000 US on top of the 10,000 they win locally, on top of the 3,000 for becoming a finalist, on top of the $200 product coupon they receive for completing an IceBody challenge. So all up, you could potentially win just under 100K New Zealand dollars just for you versus your old self, which is pretty incredible.
Oh man, I love that. You versus your old self. I freaking love that. It's awesome, bro. Thanks so much for commenting on that, and that is bloody awesome, guys. So yeah, man, go hard and win that IceBody International Challenge. It'll be absolutely epic. Hey, guys, I will hand it back to Isaac, and he can close us out. So cheers heaps everyone who shared and all your comments, guys. Legend.
Cheers, Cal. Hey, guys, thanks for everyone who shared on the call. That was awesome. See your guys' story. There's some of these stories I just didn't even know, and every single person who's had some sort of success in this, ask to hear their stories, learn people's stories to not inspire yourself, yes, but also to inspire your growing team and so on. Because I tell you, there's nothing more powerful than a really good story. You want to, and you're forming and crafting and creating your own along the way. So that's just what I got from this this piece that you just ran, Cal. So thanks for that. Sia, Nat, Julia, everyone who shared. You guys are absolute legends, and I just bring it back to everyone was highlighting community again as one of the key things that had them start and stay on and continue and to remain consistent. And these calls are literally just the glue between events, is how I like to see them. So it's amazing that we get to catch up on these calls, but there's nothing like being face to face in an event, coming up and going, oh, we've talked on the phone 10 times, or more or something. Now we're here to finally meet and have a hug, and just have an epic time today or over the weekend in Brisbane. Nothing better than that. So, and in the UK for you guys over there, whatever's happening up in London next, find out and just make sure you're there. What's that, Rich? David Wood, yeah. Union Action, have to be there. And there's heaps of hugs that weekend. So you guys are amazing. Thanks heaps for being on the call. I just, love you guys and just love seeing you guys get heaps of value. So have an epic week. Go invite to those events, smash it out, and just create some massive success in your business and get that residual income. Love you guys. See you later.